Good morning, afternoon, evening time, internet. It's Lex here at LexReads, and I'm going to be taking you through some books I bought. That's so exciting. I love getting books. I mean, obviously, who doesn't love getting books? Books are the best. These books, some of them are new books, most of them are used books. I'm a huge fan of used books. I know that's not typically the most popular opinion. Most people want books that are pristine, but I really like books that I can tell have been loved before. It makes me feel this like affinity and connection to other readers, and it just makes me really happy. So I'm going to be going through them one by one, and I hope you like what I picked up. I'm really excited to read them all. This first one I'm super excited about. It's a memoir, which I love memoirs. I don't know why. Something about the honesty of a memoir just really hits home with me. This is Chuck Klosterman's Killing Yourself to Live, 85% of a True Story. And this is about a man who, goes on the roads. He goes on the road and he, chased a rock and roll band. He, followed a tour. And it's a memoir about that experience, and I'm super excited about it. It has a lot of death themes, which I'm super excited about. The description says, for 6,557 miles, Chuck Klosterman thought about dying, is the first line of the thing. And at the end, it talks about how he explores every brand of rock star demise, and he wanted to know why the greatest career move any musician can make is to stop breathing, and what that means for the rest of us. This is probably the book of the batch that I'm the most excited to read. I can't wait. This next book is Peep Show by Joshua Braff. And it took me a second because this is a used book and it's got the used book sticker from one of the stores in Laramie where I go to school. This is a novel about pornography and religion. That probably sounds really, really weird, but I'm going to read you the description. Set in the gritty world of Times Square in the 1970s and the restricted community of New York's ultra-Orthodox Peep Show follows 17-year-old budding photographer David Arbus as he negotiates his way between his divorced parents, his own desires, and his future. So it's about, the past and adult theater and struggling to maintain dignity in a business that's not the best, and I think it's going to be interesting. I love the cover. The cover was what drew me to this. I know. But it's really nice and it's all textured. Ooh. This next book is another one that I'm excited about. This is also a memoir. This is Can't Think Straight, a memoir of mixed up love. The first line is, so that was it. You send your fiancé to the dry cleaners one day and he comes back gay. And I just think this is going to be funny. I think that's going to be a humorous but touching read about learning to deal with loss of love, and I can't wait to read it. This is Joshua Graham's Dark Room, which is another one that I was drawn to because of the cover. And this one is about a photojournalist named Xandra who, after her mother's dies, they go to Vietnam and they spread her ashes, and then she pulls out these old what are they called? Film in darkroom. She takes her film in a darkroom. She's a photographer, and she finds herself entangled in this conspiracy that has to do with the Vietnam War and the way that American soldiers treated the Vietnamese. And I think this is going to be a really thrilling, really kind of read. And I'm not in the headspace right now to read this book. But someday I'm going to come for it, and I'm going to love it, and it's going to be great. Speaking of books I'm not in the right headspace to read, this is Annexed by Sharon Dogar? This is a Holocaust book. And it's not a memoir-y, it's not Anne Frank's Diary or Night by any means. It's a fictional retelling of, the whole thing is what would it be like to be in the annex with Anne Frank. I think it'll be a good read, but I can't read it right now. But someday I'm going to come back to this, and it's going to tear me apart, and I'm excited for that. Got another nice used book. This is called I'm So Happy for You. Who is it by? Oh no. Lucinda Rosenfield. There it is. I'm excited about this book. I think this is going to be great, and I'm so excited to read it. This is about two friends who, one of them is kind of a disaster human, like me, like myself, and the other one is, you know, the best friend who, like, gets everything done and is just this star pupil and this star person, and her job is perfect and she's just perfect. And then the one who's a disaster human stumbles into a run of good fortune. She ends up, like, engaged, pregnant, having, like, with this beautiful townhouse, and she's so happy, and her best friend that was always, like, the star is not happy about it. I'll let you know what I think of this, because I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited, and if it isn't as much as, like, as good as I'm hyping it up in my head to be, I'm going to be so sad, because I want to love this. Next up, we have Some Kind of Peace by Camilla Grabe and Asa Treff. That's not an American name, and I'm sorry because I don't know what the accents mean. This is a thriller, and it's about, like, a psychologist who has, like, a secret in her past, and she, like, is involved in this case, and then weird things start happening. I think it'll be cool. I think she's stalked. The tagline on the cover says, "He watches her, he knows her, he sees she's afraid." And I think it's gonna be great, because I love thrillers, so can't wait to dig my teeth into this one. Yeah. This next one is a collection of short stories. I love short stories. This is Robert Stone's Fun with Problems. I like to try and read things that are a little more diverse. I like to hear different voices. I feel really passionately about the fact that the only voice in the world is not you know, straight white human being, straight cisgendered white human being. There are other perspectives and other ideas that need to be heard, and I love short stories, and this looks like it's going to be great, and I'm excited. This is Reunited by Mary Weissman Graham, and it's about this story about this girl who buys these tickets to see a band that her and her ex-best friends loved when they were younger, and she invites her ex-best friends to go on this road trip out to this concert with her, and that's what it's about. And I think this will be lighthearted. I think it'll be a good summer read. I'll let you know. I'm excited about it, though. This next one, you know, is super YA contemporary, and it's called Like Moonlight at Low Tide by Nicole Quigley, and this one is about a girl who moved away, and they, like, come back to her hometown. And it's about that experience, and, you know, it's it's a long-time crush, a new friend, surfer brother who makes it impossible to forget her roots. Like, it seems like a fluffy, love it contemporary novel, and I'm into that, so I'm gonna give it a read. I actually started this. I'm about 30 pages into it, and I like it so far. This next book is called Notes from the Midnight Driver, and it's about a boy named Alex who, snuck out and then got in a car crash. And it's his story, and it's also a contemporary. It also seems like it's going to be funny. It's Jordan Sonnenblick, which is the author of Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie. Like, just, how could it not be funny? There's a gnome in a driver's seat. It's gotta be funny, right? I'm excited. Summer read. Yeah, let's go. Chris Higgins is 32 See That's Me. Cheers. I want to read you the back of this because it's super short. It says, "Who says you can't always get what you want? I wanted the best looking guy in the school, now he's my boyfriend. I wanted the lead in the school play, now I'm Lady Macbeth. Life doesn't get better than that until one day a simple phone message turns the best day of your life into the worst, and things won't ever be the same again." This also seems like a fun, pretty fluffy, quick read. It's only like 150 pages. I'll breeze through this, and I think it'll be a fun read for summer, and I'm excited. Let's do it. This next book is Anne Rice's Exit to Eden. So it's about, like, the club, which is an island resort where forbidden fantasy meets willing flesh, and, like, eager participants who can afford life's most exquisite luxuries can experience the breathtaking pleasures of surrender and submission. Here nothing is taboo. I'm pretty sure this is an erotica, and I'm okay with that. We're gonna read it. I don't really read erotica very much. It's not something that I tend to gravitate towards, but I thought this was beautiful. I thought the back sounded interesting. I'm gonna read it. And this next one I've already read. but it's another memoir, and I also was drawn to the title and the cover of this one. It's called A Wolf at the Table, and it's by Augustine Burroughs, and it's a memoir of him and his father and their not so wonderful relationship. And it says, as a little boy, I had dreamed that my father had taken me into the woods where there was a dead body. He buried it and told me I must never tell. It was the only thing we'd ever done together as father and son, and I promised not to tell, but unlike most dreams, the memory of this one has never left me, and sometimes I wasn't altogether sure about one thing. Was it just a dream? So it really is just about, it's a really, really wonderful story that he wrote about his experience with his father, and he starts as like a really, really young boy, describing their house in great detail and what it was like to live there and what his father was like and what his mother was like and what his family was like and events that happened. And I was gripped the entire time. And if you like memoirs or you like gripping, like touching stories, I really suggest picking this book up. I loved it. Alright, so that was quite the haul. I have a lot of books to get through, in case you didn't notice, and I'm excited to read all of them. It's going to be a good time, I think. It's going to be wonderful. I'm so excited that I have the chance to have all of these wonderful books, and I'm so excited. So thank you for watching my haul. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go down, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what kind of videos you want to see, and I will see you guys soon. Mwah.